Hello everyone, welcomes to my YouTube channel Hollywood Gossip. I'm Jean. Please watch the video till the end. Thank you. Tom Cruise's $567.5 million disappointment is highlighted by the title change of Mission Impossible 8. The title and release date of Mission Impossible 8 have changed. The first part of Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning was not as successful as it seems. The news that Mission Impossible 8 will allegedly rename itself demonstrates exactly how much the series was impacted by Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1's poor box office performance. The Mission Impossible films appeared to be headed toward an almost unachievable feat at the box office for a while. Even profitable franchises usually lose money with each new entry or, at most, continue to be profitable throughout many releases. Nevertheless, the Mission Impossible films increased their earnings with every new release for more than 10 years. The enormous success of Top Gun: Maverick, which starred Tom Cruise as the franchise's main character, seemed to indicate that this tendency would continue. On the other hand, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 was met with a lackluster response at the box office. Dead Reckoning Part 1 did gross $567 million at the box office, but Barbie, which came out a week later, outperformed the film. Barbie made more than $1.4 billion, well exceeding the earnings from Dead Reckoning Part 1. Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation made an astounding $688 million, while Mission Impossible: Fallout made a whopping $791 million. Even 2011's Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol earned more, over $694 million, reiterating the performance's lackluster position for Dead Reckoning Part 1. Reportedly getting a new title for Mission Impossible 8 confirms Dead Reckoning Part 1's poor box office performance. Mission Impossible 8 is currently said to be retitled Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 2, although that was not the original plan. This seems odd considering that the plot of Dead Reckoning Part 1 is obviously continued in this film. Given that Dead Reckoning Part 1 was named Part 1 and ended on a major cliffhanger, it will be startling and peculiar if the franchise does not continue where it left off. Nevertheless, despite the favorable reviews for Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, the title change for the sequel suggests that the creators felt the need to alter the franchise's formula. It appears that Dead Reckoning Part 1 needed to change course because it wasn't the box office smash that the companies had anticipated. Given that Dead Reckoning Part 1's marketing and promotion costs were far more than the film's $291 million budget, it is likely that the film lost almost $100 million. With the success of Top Gun: Maverick, Cruise was primarily credited with bringing the blockbuster industry back, thus this massive loss came at a bad time for him. Despite early signs to the contrary, Dead Reckoning Part 1's poor performance demonstrates that the franchise's model is not infallible, and that even a successful series like Tom Cruise's spy films cannot rest on its laurels. The reasons behind Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1's box office failure. A number of factors contributed to Dead Reckoning Part 1's box office failure. Few of these, though, have anything to do with the film itself. The tremendously strong reviews and fan response for Dead Reckoning Part 1 led some to believe that Cruise's next billion-dollar film would be a sequel. Barbie's theater run was enormous, but few observers could have anticipated it. The comedy dominated the box office for the most of the summer. Oppenheimer, meanwhile, had significantly greater popularity than was anticipated for a historically accurate biography with a minimal budget. Furthermore, the exposure for Dead Reckoning Part 1 might have suffered as a result of Oppenheimer's much-publicized rivalry with Barbie. Dead Reckoning Part 1's poor performance, however, was also a sign of a wider pattern in the blockbusters of 2023. Barbie performed better than even the most hopeful predictions, while the majority of the resurrected franchises were not well received. Transformers, Rise of the Beasts and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny were both box office flops, and The Flash did far worse than Dead Reckoning Part 1. Given the circumstances, Dead Reckoning Part 1's favorable reviews probably helped the film escape this fate, but it still suffered from being a sequel, which hampered its chances in comparison to the more commercially successful original films. Can Mission Impossible 8 beat Dead Reckoning Part 1 at the box office, and will a new title help? Even if Dead Reckoning Part 1 did not receive a positive reaction, there is still hope for the film's sequel. Given that franchises don't seem to have the same appeal they formerly did among audiences, a new name could improve Dead Reckoning Part 2's chances. In fact, franchises today appear to be at risk from brand familiarity. The 8th Mission Impossible film will inevitably be a part of a well-known franchise, so it doesn't need to exacerbate the situation by highlighting the fact that it is a follow-up to a failure. The postponed release date of Mission Impossible the 8th of May help the film's chances even further. Mission: Impossible 8 will seem less like an expensive television series and more like a movie series because it will arrive in 2025, giving fans more time to grow weary of the show and its characters. By delaying the release of Mission: Impossible 8 following Mission: Impossible 7's troubles, Tom Cruise's spy series has shown that it still has some faith in its future. Releasing sequels quickly can come out as desperate